Let's see. What other questions do we have? In submitting reels, particularly for modeling, how important is presentation? Oh, I think presentation is like
Yeah,
super important.
I would say it's the most important part,
Yeah, for sure.
like easily,
That's
because
like
you
the
could have
breakdown, for example. Like your
like
presentation alone will carry you.
yeah, I think you could have like not mediocre work, but you could have good work, and if it's presented very well, that
Yep.
carries a lot more weight than extremely good work presented poorly.
Oh, for sure.
And I think it's in your reel, how it's edited, like
Hmm.
your ArtStation page, how it looks, kind of. I think it's everything in combination. Um, yeah, I think
Especially
it's the most important.
especially for example, one of the main things is like if your work is presented poorly, it makes the people question your eye. Like, does this
Yeah, true.
person not see that this is badly presented?
Yeah, yeah, because obviously you're not technically an artist when you're working in a studio, but you
Yep.
still need an artistic
Eye, for
eye
sure.
kind of thing, right? So yeah, I agree fully with that. Because I know people who their work at school is it's unbelievable. Like it's way better than like mine is. But I think mine is presented better and
Yep.
like more aesthetically pleasing than theirs was,
Yep.
kind of thing. Um, so because I spent a long time on like how I was going to present the robot kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And to me, it paid off.
I think
Um,
especially presenting in like a production workflow way as well, I think is quite important.
yeah, yeah,
Especially like for me personally, like I really like seeing when someone has like clean hierarchy and good UVs, like stuff like that. Like it shows they like that's why I always stress so much about when people do stuff like this. Personal.
showed that.
What's that?
I don't think I showed any of that.
You didn't show any of this? Well, all the
No.
other presentations good. Like I really like you can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can.
Like I really like when people show like good solid UVs, like good UV layouts and stuff like that. Like things like good
Mhm,
hierarchy and like this sort of like even though this visually
mhm.
doesn't look that interesting as a render, this shows me this person has put like production thinking into their work, and I feel that's
Yeah,
one of the more important things.
yeah,
Where
I
like
agree.
just having a nice render doesn't necessarily mean you can do the job. If that makes sense. Where if
Yeah,
someone
yeah,
has shown they understand that UVs flow in the correct directions, I feel
yeah.
that definitely goes a long way.
Now, if you can do that plus present it nice, it's an
Yeah,
insta
exactly.
hire.
Yeah, for sure.
You're a god.
Yeah, exactly.
So keep that in mind, everyone.
Hmm.
But yeah, I
Presentation is
think
quite key.
it's also hard because like when I was working on this, like I wasn't on Twitch or anything. I wasn't really like watching much streams about like CG.
Yeah,
So I didn't really know kind of thing. And it's hard to know what to put on your reel,
yeah, for sure.
I guess, kind of thing. Or like to know to put that on your ArtStation. Um, but now
Yeah,
everybody knows. So
yeah,
you have no excuse.
yeah, exactly. There's so much information out there that it's especially if people come to my streams, I will usually be pretty honest with how I feel you should present your
I
work.
I think your stream is one of the most valuable va- valuable resources. I can't say the word.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Someone says, why is there always work available in the VFX industry if there are so many people looking? Um,
Is there? I don't know this one. That's for you.
I think okay, this is something that like they usually it feels like that like this is the thing like you'll see like companies will be letting go of people and it feels like oh no there's no work. But then you'll see like another company will just be hiring everyone.
Hmm.
So like sure there might not always be work at a studio, but another studio is just hiring instead. So I think
I
a lot
see.
of people have to keep stuff that in like that sort of stuff in mind that they'll have to bounce around to keep a job,
Yeah,
and people
because I
should be
know.
more open to it.
Yeah, because I guess there's no one like Dneg isn't hiring that much right now,
Yeah,
but like
but other
ILM
companies
is.
are. Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah,
Scanline and DD are hiring
yeah,
at the moment,
yeah,
and then like there'll be a point where DD will let everyone go, and then we could be hiring, and
yeah,
then some of us get let go, and then somewhere else is hiring. Like it's like I feel there kind of always is work to a degree, if you're open to the fact that you have to move a company.
Hmm.
So I think it's always best to treat yourself as more like a freelancer in that regard. Like don't get
Yeah,
too invested in a company.
yeah.
Someone says when doing production modeling, are NURBS used much?
No.
No, I know.
No.
Yeah, I know. Someone got really upset. Someone on YouTube, someone got really upset at me because I said NURBS aren't
Really?
used. I don't know why. Yeah,
Like
no,
maybe in concept? I don't know.
like
Maybe not even there.
NURBS is used for like CAD modeling, but that's it.
Yeah,
Like there's no need for us to use it. Even
yeah.
then, the
I
CAD model becomes an OBJ polygons
yeah.
anyway.
It's pointless for us because we usually get something to model on top of.
Oh wait, so I didn't read the full question.
Oh.
So used at all before being converted to polys, or is bad topology just not worth it? I guess we did kind of
Uh,
answer it. Like, so yeah, like with like CAD models are fine for concept, and then when we get that, we retopo it and we turn it into a production mesh.
bad topology is not good.
Yeah, like don't fucking ignore people that say topology doesn't matter. Like it does matter. Like this is someone like a massive pet peeve of mine. Like people will be like, "Oh, it renders fine." Yeah,
Yeah, it
but
doesn't rig fine.
yeah,
Doesn't
exactly.
animate fine.
Yeah, FX is gonna hate it. Like that's the thing. Like
Yeah,
people think like you look at the model and then you look at the render, and people completely forget that you have like 5 other disciplines between that.
yeah,
So
exactly.
like for example, as a modeler, we don't do good topology for the fun of it. We could do good topology so rigging have a better time. We do
Hmm.
have so effects has a better time. Like
Yeah, exactly.
it's a collaborative team effort. It's not we don't do because if we didn't have to care about topology, yeah, we could use CAD. There's no problem. That's why
Yeah, we wouldn't we wouldn't have a job if you didn't have to do topology.
yeah, exactly that.
Just be the concept.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the thing, right? That's why it doesn't matter for concept because they go from model to render, where we have to deal with back and forth between other disciplines. But yeah, so
Hmm.
topology matters.
It's like the most important thing on a model, probably one of them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Someone.
Although,
Oh, sorry, is that
if it's, I know on a show I was working on, it didn't matter that much.
really? What for like an
Um,
environment or
it was for
obviously
like
didn't say what it is.
LED. I'm not saying
Oh,
what it
okay,
is,
yeah.
but not the show. It was for like LED stuff, like the
Oh, yeah,
Mandalorian type
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
stuff.
Like
So it's like
pre-work.
it's real time stuff being rendered like while the actors are on set.
Oh, okay,
So topology doesn't really, if there's n-gons, who cares,
yeah,
kind of thing.
because it's gonna be replaced with
Obviously,
CG anyway.
yeah, like
Yeah,
in that case, it's fine. But
yeah.
there's also a reason for it, kind of. If
Mm.
you're making like the Hulk and you have like triangles on his like mouth, that's not going to work very good.
Yeah,
Or like
exactly.
n-gons, it's not going to work very good. I've seen
Uh,
some videos saying topology doesn't matter, and
oh, it does.
whoa,
Yeah, I
it
know.
does.
There's so much misinformation online. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. Someone said, how did your perspective on the industry change before and after you got in? Was it what you expected?
Um, I don't know. That's a hard one because I guess my opinion's always kind of changing.
Yep.
Um, was it what I expected? Kind of. Like it's a job.
Yep.
Like I'm working a job to do CG. Um, I guess it's been more artistically fulfilling than I thought it was going to be, if that makes sense.
Wait, you said it was more artistically fulfilling.
Yeah,
Really?
more.
I
Yes.
found it was less.
For me it was, well, the shows I got to work on were pretty cool.
Okay, that's
Like
fair enough.
like right when I started, like got rehired, I immediately got to like design some trees
Yep.
kind of thing for a show.
Yep.
Like some cool sci-fi stuff.
Yep.
And the shows I've been able to work on, and like because I've been doing mostly TV stuff,
Yep.
so a
Okay.
lot of the supervisors who I've worked with, like they've kind of been able to trust me a bit.
Okay, that's cool.
So I've been able to put some influence, not a lot. Um, but yeah, for me, it's been very like artistically fulfilling. And
Okay.
I thought I was gonna be like, oh, I'm so sick of making rocks. I want to go home and make guns now or
Yeah, yeah.
something, you know.
Okay,
But
okay. I get you now.
no, I've been enjoying it quite a bit. Like
Damn. Okay.
I can like clock out at 6 o'clock, and be like, cool, I can play games.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have to do more
Oh,
CG.
okay, I get you. I get you.
You know, if that makes sense, kind of
But
thing.
have you ever come across the point where you're like, you think something should be different,
Yes.
but you disagree with it and have to? So okay, so you haven't been.
Yes.
So how fulfilled are you artistically that way? Not very.
Not very.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you just
You.
tell yourself, this is your job.
Yeah.
Um, you could be an accountant right now.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're still modeling, or you're still texturing
Yeah.
in the end.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
you're still kind of working like a dream scenario,
Yeah.
regardless of what's happening. Like if your
Yeah.
daily session is shit, like okay, you could be in a way worse situation.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Exactly.
So
So you're
whenever that,
still you might be doing rocks, but you're still sculpting some geometry where you could be doing in a much worse
yeah,
job position.
yeah, yeah. That's my whenever there's situations like that, that's just what I tell myself.
Yeah.
Because in a week you'll be on something different,
Yeah.
hopefully.
For me personally, I found the industry completely different to what I thought it would. I I expected. I don't know how much I talk about this, but I expected like the best studios, everyone to be good. I won't go too much into that, but
Yeah,
it's
I know.
surprising. It's surprising some of what I've seen, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like you'd think like, oh, ILM, everyone's Chris Costa there
Yeah,
because it's ILM.
yeah,
No,
but it's not that way. No.
no.
Another thing I found really surprising is I thought a lot more people would be doing personal work.
Yeah, yeah, same. Yeah, I had that
That's the
exact
big
thing.
thing that really surprised me. I
Yeah,
thought a lot more people would be doing personal work all the time, where most people actually treat it as a job.
yeah. That was the biggest surprise to me. Is like, because I still do personal stuff outside of
Yeah,
work. You do.
yeah,
Um, but I remember starting, and then I would be telling people like, "Oh yeah, I'm working on like this new project," and they're like, "You can do CG after work?" And I
yeah.
was like, "Yeah, you guys don't?" And they're like, "No, I haven't done one in years." And I was like, "Oh my god!"
I know.
Like, but I think that's also like kind of age difference and
Yeah, for
like
sure.
different spots in life,
Yeah,
because like if you have a family, like that's priority over making
yeah.
just
CG
personal
stuff, of
stuff,
course.
right?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah,
Yeah, but yeah,
it did surprise me how many people treat it as just a job. Like,
yeah,
but I can kind of understand it to a degree. But for me, I find it kind of strange because the fact that our industry constantly changes and develops, and it's so competitive, I find it quite interesting that people don't feel the need to keep pushing.
yeah. I feel like people get very comfortable,
Yeah,
um, and then
and
instead of, I don't know, like internalizing and realizing like you're falling behind, they just accept it
yeah,
and just say like, nope, I'm good enough, or
yeah,
I'm better than these people without backing it up.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, that was
So
one of
yeah,
the most mind blowing thing when I started at NPC. Like it was crazy. Like at NPC, I was surrounded by some of the best artists I've ever seen. Like even to this day, I think the team I started with at NPC is the best like asset team I've ever worked with. And none of them did personal work. It kind of it blew me away. I was like, they're so good, but none of them do
yeah,
personal stuff. But
yeah, like Mike at work.
oh yeah, Mike is one of the best models I've seen, and he doesn't.
I've He's insane,
Yeah.
but it's his job. It's
Oh,
not like
Elena, how's it going? Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
no, he's like crazy good, but he's like doesn't go on the internet or anything. He
Yeah,
doesn't use like
exactly.
ArtStation,
How? Okay,
which
I'll add this question. How
mhm,
important do you find it is posting your work on things like ArtStation and social media for yourself?
for me it's important.
It
Um,
is. Do you
yeah,
feel it's
like
important for students?
yes, to an extent.
Okay.
I think if you're a student and you're making work, you might as well post it. Um,
Yep.
yeah, I think it's important. I don't know. I don't really have much more to say. I just think yeah, it's important to post your work because it also gets you more comfortable for getting feedback from people,
Yep.
like regardless if it's good or bad feedback,
Do you
because that'll
feel
happen.
as a junior you should be completely open to feedback?
Yes, Yeah,
Because that's
I
that's
think
that's one of the worst things is when you have like someone with barely any experience, like telling people how to do, like telling their seniors how to do the job.
yeah, I think you should be open to anyone. Like if anyone says this doesn't look good, you should like think about it. Like why are they saying this kind of thing?
Yep.
Like if it's your supervisor, you just have to do it. But if it's like another artist on like ArtStation and they say, "Oh, this looks bad," you should look at that and be like, "Why are they saying this?
Yep.
Like, is it justified? Do I agree? Do I have time? Like, am I willing to change it?" Kind of thing.
I also think though, as a student though, you should be to a degree, you should be picky about who you get your feedback from,
Yes.
because
Yes.
online there's so much misinformation. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous how much misinformation there is online. So I think if you have access to like a strong mentor or a group of mentors, their value obviously takes way more than some random Blender guy saying your work sucks.
Yeah. That's why I would say like you should be open to take feedback to anyone, but you should
Know
like
how to vet your
really, really,
feedback.
yeah, yeah, exactly, something like that. Um, yeah, feedback's important.